Hi everybody, Steam, Morphy Richards Power Steam Elite. You know, I've done a couple of videos. I was just doing a couple of recap videos in case I missed anything. Loads of people were asking questions and stuff that I'd missed. I've just replaced the switch. I've done a little video a minute ago. I've just replaced another switch in one of our spare irons. I was doing a video, but someone rang. But while he was on the phone, I put it all together like an idiot. Right, when you put this top piece back on, just going to recap, make sure the wires from the switch are seating in the little guides that are inside. And before you click this bit on, just check that see the white switch there, your finger switch, is engaging with the electric pressure switch. Sometimes it's going to be slightly out of line, and you put all this back on, and when you go to press the switch it won't move. Don't force it. So you just need to pop this back off again, realign that switch, just check that it's on a little pivot at the front, and then click that back on. Make sure all those wires are sitting properly so they're not going to interfere with the clips when you push this on, because you could chafe through the flex. Okay, that's that done. Now I've just taken apart the base plate because this one has got the normal problem. It's hard to... I'm doing it again. No, yeah, so right, this black bit here is the bit it's just got the little rubber actuator in there, which seems to get furred up with calcium and sticks. So I'm just going to take this off, and there's two little holes in there, and I think when the plunger goes forward, that's what diverts the water for the descaling function. Now when you take this off, because people have been asking me, so I obviously don't say it clear enough, when you look through these deep holes on here, you can see where the screws are. There's one there, there's one in the back there, one there, and up here. But you do need a long screwdriver. Now see, you either use a big long screwdriver or a little stumpy screwdriver, because in the top here there's a tiny little screw. So I use a long screwdriver because it threads all the way through. And that's the last one you can forget. You could snap that one trying to force it off. So remember that one there. Alright, I've probably got the phone the wrong way up, because I normally have it horizontal. I'll check in a minute. If you hear some noises, it's pouring the rain outside, and my gutter, a tree next door is overhanging, and it's blocked the gutter up. Right, so you just undo that nut on there. Watch that washer, doesn't slide in the bottom. Slide that off. There's nothing in there. Now you see why I've got the biggest spanner in town. Right. So take that plunger off there. Let me turn it around so you can see what's going on. Take that off, and you'll know straight away whether this is the bit where the problem is, because this piston here, which obviously slides in and out, when you pull it off, it's got a little spring in there. Let me get the camera up so you can see. Now, I've got water coming out the other side. The fact that that hasn't come out, you can feel a little bit of pressure on there. So when you pull that, that rubber's going to come off. That's a sign that it's not working, because that little rubber in there, you've got a washer in there, brass washer, to get your flat bladed screwdriver, small one. I need 2 hands for this. Just pop that little washer out, and then carefully Get that rubber out without breaking it. Right, I'm just going to have to use 2 hands here. Really stuck, this one. Right, there you go. Look. You're in there, so you get that little rubber out. It's really stuck. Oh, there's no calcium in there. Right, when I've done this before, when we've had a seam problem, you see that there's 2 holes there. Normally one of those is furred up. It might just be the fact that that rubber was so stuck that's why the plunger wasn't working. So what you need to do is put the washer back on the end of there. You see that little end on there? That rubber just pushes back on there. So put your washer on, put a bit of rubber back on there. And you see now, see how that's moving? And I think what happens is it just gets stuck so tight on that other side because there's a gap between the descaling cycle. It gets stuck on there with the heat and a bit of calcium, and that's just enough to stop it working. So for people that think my iron's buggered, so it's just a matter of getting that off, freeing that off. You can see that now. That's moving really easy. So if you can look at that, that's meant to go up and down in there. So you've obviously got a magnetic switch in here that when that throws, it pulls that out and that causes it to descale. So just get that rubber out, free that off, put that back in, put your nut back on, crank it up tight. Of course, you've taken all your photos while you're doing this, so you know exactly how to put it back together. Before you take it apart, snap a couple of pictures on your phone, just for peace of mind, that you can double check that you're putting it back. So now this needs to be pretty tight. You know when it butts down. Okay, so put that back on properly. Washer, nut. Now obviously you've done your safety checks. It's got all unplugged. So you're safe. And I've said before, I'm not an electrician. I'm just trying to help a few people out so they don't have to spend money on these crappy irons. So there it is, back together. So what I'll do is I'll pop the top back on now. And I'll fill it full of water. And make sure you've put all the tubes back in position. And I'll turn it on and see what happens. And as this iron isn't descaling, I imagine the minute I plug it in, it will want to do its descaling cycle. So make sure you've got it unplugged. You can't. If your iron's broken, haven't got anything to lose. Have a look, see if you can fix it. But as I've said before, if your iron is still in warranty, don't touch it, phone them up, and the chances are they'll just send you a new one. Keep your old one, so when your new one breaks, because it will break because they're rubbish, well, they're not rubbish, but they're just obviously not tested, you can use your old one for parts, or send them to me and I'll use them to fix my missus's irons, because they don't last 5 minutes. I think half of our problem here, we live on the south coast, the water's so hard, although she uses RODI water, because I make it for my fish tank, so she uses that water in here, it still gets bunged up with calcium, and she's forever descaling the steam plate, and obviously this gets stuck and then the switch breaks. That's about all that goes wrong with them, really. And you can buy all the parts. So fix your own iron. Any problems, ping me a message, I might be able to help you out, but I'm only doing this today because it's pissing down with rain outside, I can't do anything. So fix your own iron, ping me a message, click like if you like it, subscribe if you want, there's other videos on there about irons and other crap that I do. See you later, bye.